So let's create a few utilities. Well, first let's create a camera follower just so that we can move, and then we're going to create one utility that is going to allow us basically just doing the debug draw array in game mode without having to watch the scene, so it's going to be slightly easier to debug all this. Okay, let's call this camera holder or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Oops. Okay, give it a target, and then on fixed update otherwise let's give it a speed. Okay, that's for the camera holder. Let's ignore him. We're just going to let's create an empty right underneath the character, call this camera holder, drop the script, let's change into normal mode, no debug, take the camera, zero everything, okay, something like this, although I think I will just want to rotate it a little bit from the side so it's easier to spot errors. Okay, later on when we're going to make a controller we're going to actually make this rotate as well, but till then there's no need to worry for that right now. Take the target and drop it here. Okay, so let's go and create now some utilities. And let's call this debug line. Oh, let's just leave it like that. Let's delete all of this for now. And basically what we're going to need is, let's make a list. Okay, let's say public integer max renderers, and then say let's make a list line renderer, and on start we're going to creating a new game object, and then we're going to be getting lines.add geo.add component line renderer. Okay, then you can also say lines I think the width, set width maybe 0.2 and 0.2. Oh, it's deprecated, so let's see, that's a curve. Okay, and then let's make this also into a singleton. And also say public void set line start position and position. Now let's see. Oh, we can have the index over here. Just pass the index and say, maybe encapsulate this void create line integer I. Got this, create line. Okay, so set line. We basically need on the lines the index we are passing, set position, zero, start position, and then line index set position 1 and position. Now if the index is higher than lines dot count, actually, you know what, we don't even need this right now because we can just create them over here. So -1 create line index. Okay, now the only problem is that if the index is a little bit higher, and yeah, then we might get into an issue. Oh well, we'll see how it is. It's not supposed to be a perfect solution for this, of course. And we can also say pass a color, although I think this might not work. Yeah, probably it's not going to work. Oh well, let's ignore this and let's see how it's going to work right now, and we'll see. So search for debug draw array, and instead of doing that, we now need to find debug line singleton create, not create line, set line, come on, set line. The starting position is going to be your origin. The end position is going to be origin plus dir multiplied by distance, which is basically this, comma, and then the index, just pass 0. Okay, remove that, copy this, and let's find the next debug draw array, which is basically this: origin, direction, distance by 2. Change this to 1. Origin plus dir alone. change this to 2. I think these 3 should be enough. I think we also have a few more on the free climb animator hook. There is a few things we have to also fix in here. We'll see them in a bit. So let's test this. And yeah, we don't have the okay, we now have the debug right in the editor, right in the game scene. And we can also move around the camera. Okay, let's bring a little bit the camera down. Let's maybe make this the debug line slightly smaller. I think it's a little bit too big. Maybe this. Okay. Okay, we now have the debug lines as well in the game scene. So, as you can see, let's start fixing issues that appear. Like over here, we should be able to go over there, but as you can see, it's way too small. It's way too short for us to hit it. So, where that should be is over here. Now, let's see where this comes. The first debug, the first raycast we are doing in here. Let's get this something like that. Okay, raycast towards the direction you want to move. So basically this checks if there is a wall over there. Of course, if it is, you might still be able to walk over there. You know, it should be an inside corner. If we just return false over here, later we're going to fix that as well. So basically we can say check if it's a corner. So the system is designed to allow you to basically climb anywhere without having any limitations. Okay, so it's clear. Then we're doing a debug forward. So let's say raycast forward towards the wall. And this is what is short right now. And basically if we take this and put this over here, because I see this was wrong, it's going to allow us to just use the in-angle distance. Or let's rename this, and let's rename this to ray forward towards wall. Okay, let's check the other ones. The position offset, let's use something else over here. Let's go to definition. Let's see the value we have. .5. So instead of position offset, let's say ray towards move dir. Assign that to 0.5. Let's cut this and oops. and paste it down here. Okay. And the distance over here should be ray. I don't have intelligence for some reason, so I'm going to close VS and open it again. Okay, let's collapse everything and then open the can move. Okay, right towards move direction, right towards the wall, and if it doesn't hit something, then we are doing let's see, we're doing a raycast down. And I think this has to do with going down, so this might not, we might not need this over here. We will need the, oh yeah, I know what it is. It's getting the first direction. I think this might be wrong though. Anyway, let's see. Okay, you can see that because we now use a higher value for this, we can actually hit it, so it does hit the wall. This will also determine the angle which we can move in a position like this. Although even if we don't hit something, we should still be able to, you know, to go around the corner. So let's do that next. And for example, let's see. So this happened right now because we did this. So let's put a return false over here. So it's just a matter of finding ways to be doing the raycast right now that will allow us to go on all positions. Okay, and this stops us from going that way. Okay. Now we still need this, but I think we should have to rethink a little bit this, because if it doesn't hit something, then it's going to be doing a raycast down, and which is basically this case, and it will take that as, you know, as our hit. So I think the helper.up, if we do this helper.forward with, or the opposite of the helper.forward with our hit normal, and no, this might actually not work exactly, we'll see. Anyway, let's leave that. Let's say we want to go towards the wall. Let's make it go inside a corner. Let's do let's create the origin. Now it's going to be origin plus dir multiplied by the second distance, and direction is going to be the opposite of our move dir. Okay, so say if physics dot raycast origin direction out hit. Let's assign the dir, the same dir we have over here. Oops, we have the dir. Let's say the ray forward towards the wall, the same distance. And if that hits, helper position, basically it's this. Or let's take the return true as well, over here. Okay, let's also add a debug line. Origin plus dir. Save, minimize, and hit play. Okay, and that allows us to go inside corners. Well, of course we can't see that. The fit, of course, needs a little bit of work. And actually, the biggest issue we have with the fit at this point is that when they don't find something, they revert back to the 0 position. So, if we go into our controller and set something on the Z, for example, let's say, actually let's see what position they can have. Move first, and I think this is 0.5 should be, or 0.2, 2.2, I think 0.3 should be enough. 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, play. Okay, so if it doesn't find a position to go, it's not going to go back anymore. It's just going to sit at 0.3. Obviously, this leg is wrong. So let's take this to 0.25. For some reason, we had this at that extreme position. Okay, so normally, when it's sitting, it's going to be sitting like this. Of course, for a corner, you could just do something else over there. We'll see in the future what we need to do, to be doing there. And as you can see, we can climb normally above. Let's see if we can climb on the top part. I think for some reason we have another bug that it gets us offset from this position. We probably forgot to assign something. We'll fix all those issues, of course. And these issues, of course. We might need to create something transitional so we can actually transit normally between these two. Okay, so this breaks a little bit the effects. Let's make a few other things. For example, when we are going upwards, okay, it makes sense that we can go one way and then the other way. When we're going down though, it also makes that sense. But when we are going diagonally, okay, you can see that it's not really that ideal. If you're going diagonally, you're probably going to be raising the same shoulder every time. So let's go and fix that. And that is inside free climb animator hook. on the handle animations we have our move direction, so it's over here where we should be either turning the is mirror or, you know, turning it false or true. So let's think. With this we know we're going up and down. With this we know we're going down. So let's maybe change this into, let's say, if move dir dot x equals 0, do this, and else when we are going down we want the opposite. So when we are going up we basically want to say is mirror, let's see what the mirror is. Climb up, let's see, the mirror is the left shoulder up. So well, this is going to be controlled by move dir dot x lower than 0, then it's going to be false on the mirror, otherwise it's going to be true. Take this, paste it over here and reverse that. So when you are going down, when you are going to the left, you want to have raised the right shoulder. Let's see if we are this lucky so that this will actually play. Let's bring the camera behind him. Maybe a little bit down. Okay, going up it does this as we did before, but going diagonally it always raises the correct shoulder. Same with the other side, and when we're going down and diagonally it does the opposite. Okay, so this is pretty cool. We start to polish our system basically. Let's try and see when we get offsetted. I think we've already started being offset. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so this creates an issue which I'm not entirely sure why it happens. And I'm not entirely sure if we can even offset him right now. Maybe right now he's offsetted. Yeah. So one of the issues we have is when we're going upwards on an angle, our IKs start to offset for some reason, I don't know. We should debug it. Now, other things we can do is when we're going down like this, Okay, you can see that his feet, well, you know, he's kinda not in a good position. So maybe let's go into free climb animator hook. Let's see our create positions, create goal. Let's go to the, not the update goals. Let's find the raycast. Okay, get position actual. We pass the correct position. So, and goal definition, where we're passing the position, we're going to be saying let's think, let's say bull, or actually let's just pass the arcade goal itself, and let's have bull is hit over here. So if is hit, it's going to be true. If it's not hit, if not is hit, then the return position you're going to be passing false. That take that false and say set the key position called body bones. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, local to world, it's going to be this. Local to world, okay, base. Okay, so let's do a switch. Avatar, okay, goal. Oops, just the goal. Right hand, left hand, right foot, left foot. Okay, so if it's not a hit, it's going to be that. Then, if when we hit something, if the goal is left foot or right foot, then compare compare the y. So let's say if hit dot point dot y is higher than your own transform dot position dot y, so that means your leg is higher than your hip, and in some cases this might not be an issue. Let's make it so that it is an issue. Okay, so we're just going to say is hit is false. The only problem this is going to give you is that you cannot climb with head down on a decline. Okay, so in any situation that the legs need to be above your head, this will not allow that. It's going to place the, yeah, it's going to basically place your feet always to be below your head. So over here we can say avatar arcade goal, left hand, avatar gear goal. This is the right hand. Left foot, and then avatar gear goal, right foot. Okay, save. Let's see the next. The actual position. Again over here, avatar gear goal. Just the goal we have above. Same with this. Let's test this. Okay, as you can see, it's not bad at all. It just needs a lot of polishing at this moment. Nothing really else. And just finding new cases for this. Okay, so we're going up. Let's go down. I think something didn't work. And this is I think this is a little bit it might just be right on the edge, so let's make something else then. Or it might be because we don't actually use this, don't actually move this. We'll see. Let's say 0.5. Hit point y minus 0.5. I think the minus should be over here. 0. Let's go with 1. We'll see if this, if it's wrong, exaggerated, then that means it's going to be correct when you're not exaggerating. And right now we were offset it right away, which brings the question of why. Let's see if that will happen over here, and it does. Okay, as you can see, yeah, it's a lot of prototyping basically, and a lot of trial and error at this point. Okay, so going up we don't have an issue. Going down though, I don't particularly like this, as you can see. He might be a yoga master, but let's make him not be. So let's see. I think what we're doing is should be the let's see, get position actual, local to world, web snapshot, set your position. So when we want to create the positions, we pass the delta, of course, we play the animation. If we are mid, we are updating. If we are not mid, we are updating everything towards the move direction. Otherwise, we update goals, move dir. No, this is correct. Okay. Otherwise, we update the goals over here. We create the snapshot. Okay, we're copying them, and then depending on what we have in here, we're going to be seeing if we want to update it or not. So somewhere between over here we should put a check if the left foot or the right foot is higher than the hips, then turn this to true no matter what you have. So it actually updates. Okay, let's go into update goals. This tells us what we should update or not when we're going down. Otherwise, this will give us, yeah. So technically, if we say, let's see, though we need to have the actual position for this. Let's think a little bit more. Set okay position, okay, if it's true, if it's false, is mid, is true, get position actual, okay. But if you are false, else, so get this over here, so find this regardless, and maybe not add it as an else. No, actually, you know what? Since this is true, we don't need to change this. Or, yeah, no, let's make it then. Let's make it like this. Okay, if it's true, do that, else, if p dot, or better yet, if goal equals avatar equal left foot, or goal equals avatar goal right foot, and check if p dot y is higher than transform dot position dot y minus 0.5, something like that, then update position, goal, and p. Okay, so this going down, it's going to look if it is the left foot or not. It's going to turn it to true. I don't think we're going to need this anymore. For example, let's say LF. Let's see where we're using it. We're using it here, here, and here. Okay, so we don't need to turn this also to true. Let's test this. Let's bring our guy a little bit forward up, so we don't have to climb all that part. Okay, we're going up, and you can see that we now fix the issue with the leg being, yes, I spoke too soon. It looks like there is, yeah, I think we have an issue with the 1-2. So the leg still is an issue, still is a problem. Okay, this is, it might be borderline, but it's, let's make it a little bit extreme. Well, yeah, that will always be this. Nope, 25. So we now have a problem when we're going up. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's not really working this time. So let's maybe ignore this and say debug.log hi. Okay, yeah, when we're going up, we're always going to be getting this, so we need to rethink the entire procedure for that. But anyway, at least it's working. Yeah, so this was a little bit we might need to rethink this a lot more, I guess, and see what we can do with the IK. Also this, because you can see that you should probably start going this way when you are about here, I guess. So I think we should probably start splitting in between two raycasts. Okay, one from the hips, one from the chest area, and the position we should be getting, it might be something either in the middle of these two, or you know, something more weighted, so maybe probably the chest or the hips will have a little bit more room to move. So anyway, let's leave this here, since we passed the we should fix this as well, since we passed the 45 minutes. I know it's a cliffhanger ending, pun intended, but yeah, this series is going to be like this mostly, because as you can see, there's a lot of cases. It's pretty much the polishing that's going to take forever to fix this and finally fix this and make it, you know, to control all the cases. Of course, if you have any suggestions for how we can eliminate a few of these cases, then feel free to comment them below. Till then, like, subscribe if you like to see more. If you like to support me so I can keep making all this stuff, then consider supporting me either on Patreon or via Gumroad. Okay, don't forget to check also the site where you can watch this more organized, and you also have the additional rewards. The site, of course, you will find it in the description, and it's also sharpaccent.com. So, I'll see you next time.